Hey guys, how are we going? The concrete is fully set. As you can see, I'm strolling around on it, walking around having a check of it now, and it's looking pretty good. Yeah, very nice. There might be a few little sections that are a little bit high or a little bit low, but I'm confident that it's good enough. First things first is I'm going to pull that line, string it straight through here, and start working off that, getting some lines drawn down on the concrete. Maybe get a couple of blocks set up in a few corners, and then we'll get the camera out and take some measurements from the datums to the blocks. So first thing we need to do is we need to plumb this line down, make a mark on the concrete, so get a good level. And set it up, get another level, just to hold it still, otherwise it's hard to do this. Putting this here helps stabilise it, so when you come to mark it, you're not holding it with one hand, it's not moving all over the place and you get a wrong reading. So just mark that. And I'll take another mark just over here a little bit, so I can get the long 6 foot level and draw a nice long line straight through there, and that will be the centre line of the wall. Once you've got your two marks, you just take your long level or a long straight edge of some sort. Mark, and then the two lines. So now that we have that line through there, we get the large framing square or setting out square, pop it on that line. Then we take the string line from over yonder and just set that along there just to check and make sure it's square. That pink line is just sitting, and let me get you in the right place, it's just sitting on the square, just on that edge, perfectly all the way along. Absolutely beautiful, that, lovely and square. So as you can see, I've marked the line there, and that is the centre line square for first corner. You go 150 this way and 150 this way, that gives the outside and inside block work. So that's the first corner. We're going to take this string line up to that other end, do the same thing on that corner. I basically going to just work my way around, just get all of these squares set up on each corner as much as I can. Before you mark anything out, make sure you get rid of any standing water, because obviously your pencil ain't going to draw on that. So you sweep that out of the way. With your line up, you've got all your levels and square over it. You do exactly the same here as you did down there. There we go, nice line again. Now we refer back to the drawings to get the measurements from that end of the wall to this end of the wall. Measure it out, put a mark, then you square it. So here we go, we've encountered our first hiccup. I wouldn't call it a problem, more of a hiccup. So this distance is 3965. Now that brings us to this line here. Now there is enough room there to fit that in. 150, it is basically 150 to this sand here. Now it will fit in there, but I want it this way a little bit more. So what we're going to do is over at that end where we first did those two measurements, there's plenty of room, so we're going to shift the whole thing that way 100 meters, 100 meters, 100 millimeters. This is why this setting out, as well as the setting out when we did with the boards and all that a few episodes ago, you have to get it exactly right, pinpoint accuracy. At this point, you need to use your head, think, take a bit of time. It does take a bit of time doing this part, especially when you're on your own, because you're constantly walking around, double checking measurements, triple checking. Like here, for example, we get to this point and we go, right, okay, we've got a little bit of a hiccup, what do we do? I know, I'll move it that way 100 mil so it fits in line with everything, and there's plenty of room to move. The footings are 600 mil wide, not 300, because if it was just 300, you'd sit the brickwork right up against the edge, and there's a little bit of room of manoeuvrability, but obviously it's there as well for the strength. So I'm going to go around all that and move everything 100 mil over. Change of attire. Thursday anymore, it's Friday. What happened to yesterday? Well, where did I leave you? I left you guys saying that I had to move these blocks 100 mil. Well, I did that, but moving them 100mm, put them, because originally, remember, they were so far this side they were up against that sand. And moving them 100mm that way pushed these ones too far against that sand, so they weren't quite on the footing. But what I've done is I've changed it so that these are now 50mm off, so they're still well on that footing. 50mm, let's walk up here and I'll show you. Plenty of room there. And so over here, it's still no longer up against that, and it's still plenty on that footing. I also levelled them all. They are all within 2mm of each other. So it was quite difficult doing that. I had to use a trestle and gaffer tape the stick to it and have it sitting on the top. It's quite difficult doing it on your own. So yeah, it took me pretty much all day to lay 3 blocks, and I've got an anticipation it will probably be the same today. Today what I'd like to do is I want to get this block in this corner, then that'll be this section done, and then I also want to get a block down here and at least a block over there. I'll probably just try and get as many corners with 1 block on it as I can, because what I want to do is I just want to level them, get them leveled, the long hard bit, because with these ones that I've already laid. So what you're looking at here is the outside wall, and we have a 100mm gap in the middle, and then we have another block here, which will be the inside wall, which is what the block and beam floor will be sitting on. But as I've got these here, they're almost like datums, so I'll put the level on here, level it across, so I can get everything here all leveled out from that 1 block, and I'll do that on every corner. So if I get 1 block on every corner, then that's basically the datum set up, and then I probably won't have to pay that much attention to these datums that we set up. That's the plan. I'll go jump over here, get you guys set up, and we'll lay a couple of blocks. So first we do is, I've worked out it's 4265, so 4,265mm. I'm just going to hook that on that block. I'm just going to come over here and put it roughly where I think it will be. So 4265 is right there. That off. Right, so that should be outside of the block. So I've got the long tape on it, measured it out. It's 10 meters, 820. So that's right at the end of that line. Just mark that in there. That mark. Right, now, as we only have this small corner here, that's not enough for a square to get an accurate reading, because it could put on, it could look there, but it could be way off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another mark over here, but I'm going to tape it from the other end of that block. I'll just twist you around and show you what I mean. So I took the measurement from here, this side of the block, hooked it around the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the measurement from here and pull it right the way back through here, and then I'll have another mark over here somewhere. So then that will be good enough for the square. So you've got nice distance there. So as long as your square is perfectly on there, it will be square going that way. So that's what we're going to do. Put another mark here, put that square on, pencil that in, and plonk a block straight on top of that. So here's where we have the measurement from down there. This is the measurement from over here. So I'm going to take another measurement just here. That's obviously the tape I use for there. So 4265 we are looking at there. Now we have 3 points of reference. We got the one I just did, the first one I did from over there, so that and that should be perfectly square to that side, and this line here, which is the same distance from down there, is over there. So put the square on there now, and get ourselves a nice little corner. So here we go. Plonk the square on there like so. Now if we didn't have this mark here, it probably would have worked, but you could have had it sort of, even that looks quite square, but you can see how out it is, or even that looks square, and again you can kind of see that's almost the width of that, of the pencil. But by the time you run that right the way down to the other end, you could be as much as that, or even that out, so it's got to be perfect. So the width of the pencil will run along that line. You don't want it on the pencil line, because then you're going to be even the width of the pencil out, and I'm going to be a little bit precise with this. So that looks good to me. can just see the pencil line there, you can just see the pencil lines there. Now just mark that on the ground, on the footing. Sometimes you get little divots in the concrete where it hasn't been tamped properly, or a bit of water has got in there, or something like that, but the muck at the bottom of that joint will even that out. So there we go. Now you lift that off and you got a nice square corner. So this is where the block's going to go. This is the block we're going to put there. Trowel, obviously, and some muck, cement, mortar, pug. So many different names for it, so many different people call it different things. More likely hear me call it muck or Donald Duck muck. Bit of rhyming slang there for you. And for those brickies out there who are interested, if you really want to know, I use some Marshalltown 1911 Philadelphia pattern brick trowel. You can barely see it because it's a bit Donald in there. Yeah, that's the weapon of choice. Let's get down there, get that sitting. Now we have that first block in, level and plumb. Now, level and plumb. Level is across the top like that. That means it's leveled. And plumb means this way. So that means it's been plumbed up right. It's in the right spot. I'll show you down top. It's in line with that line there, and you can't really see that line there because it had muck on it, but it is in line. You'll have to trust me on that one. So now we've got to do is set up this trestle, get the camera out, get the level on it, and hopefully it's within a couple of mil of all the rest of them. This is my contraption that I use to do the levelling. The trestle's there, got the big ruler stick up there, the camera's over there, and just taped it on there. Taped it on there so it could hold it, and then walk over there, get the reading, and then come back. That's it. Nice level and squared. All four done. I'll carry on around for the rest of the day, set a few more out, get a few more in there, and that'll be a nice setup. But let them go over the weekend. That'll be a nice setup for next week, and get some more internal blocks in there. Get a lot of blocks done next week. I have to load a few out. But yeah, so that's us for the week. I'll leave you there. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys have got some projects coming up. If you've got anything you're doing at the weekend. Drop a like if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe if you aren't already. And you're in a treat for some more of this. Plenty of this action to go on. So yeah, have yourself a good weekend, and see you guys next episode next week.